This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with vocalist UDO DIRKSCHNEIDER of the German heavy metal act UDO. If I knew absolutely nothing about UDO, how would you describe the band's music to me?
Oh, this is hard to describe. Let's say, in a way, of course, the voice is like accept. It's nothing, it's not changing. Let's say UDO, in a way, was creating, now it's the 19th album what I did already with UDO. And it's like, also, you can hear also some influence of accept, of course. But it's still, I think UDO it's quite different than to accept, So, and yeah, I mean, what can I say about? I do this now with UDO since '87, so that's a long time, And yeah, so I mean, what can I say? I mean, I'm happy with the band. Everything is fine, and everything works out very well.
You got an album coming out on August 25th called Touch through Atomic Fire Records. Fantastic album. I was listening to this. I mean, you mix things up a little bit here and there from album to album, but you do things pretty consistent, and I think fans eat it up like they're going to eat up this album.
Yeah, I mean, now they like the basic of is always don't want to be this, don't want to say the always the same. But it's still, it's like making a cake, The ground thing is always in a way the same, that you can put some different stuff on there, strawberries, pineapple, or whatever you want, And that is like, I mean, the new album, I would say, is a little bit more aggressive than the last one, like for Game Over. It's a lot of modern influence in there. Of course, I have a young band around me, I mean, I do the vocal stuff also together with my son, creating melodies since 2 albums now. I write with him the lyrics together. Then, of course, I have young guitar players, and it's young people that listen to different kind of music, I mean, I will say, the old classic one, I listen still to older bands, let's say in this way. And they're coming up sometimes with bands, and then I said, okay. And then sometimes my son said, hey, Daddy, you have to listen to this band. This is very interesting. So, I mean, I would say I'm always open-minded, especially what's also on this album, also with vocals, And then some songs, I was in the beginning like, we will see. But then I said, okay, let's try it. And it works out, So, and that is, I think you have to be open-minded, if you want to create something, especially with young people. So it works perfectly. And yeah, I'm happy with the band at the moment. So, of course, I have also one old Accept member back, Peter Baltes, the bass player, and it was also not really planned. Sometimes, things are coming you don't expect. And yeah, so I mean, he was not composing anything with the new album, but he was playing the bass on this album. And so, I mean, it's really good now to work with him together after, I don't know, 15 years or whatever. Okay, but we was working already on the VR1 album, what we did in Germany. And we did also DIRKSCHNEIDER and the Old Gang. I mean, I was in contact with Peter already a long time, and I knew what was going on, So, and then we had this problem on the Game Over tour here in Europe. So our bass player, he was collecting in Munich on the 3rd show on the tour. Then we said, whoa, what can we do? We don't want to, after 2 years of Corona, we don't want to stop now the tour. And then I said, okay, I mean, I think the only guy who is really quick in that, I can ask him. And then I was calling Peter, and then I said, we have a problem like this and this and then. And he said to me, okay, give me 1 hour. And then I call you back. And then he said, okay, I help you out as long Thielen, the bass player, had to recover. So, and then I don't know for what reason, don't ask me. I mean, the old bass player, he doesn't want to do it anymore with UDO. For what reason? I have no idea. Okay. So, and then we were sitting together in Brazil, having dinner in a restaurant. And then we said to the band was like, oh, who can be the new bass player, blah, blah, blah. And then Peter came up and said, I would love to join the band. And I said, what? And then he said, yeah, it's so much fun, I like the music, what you do with UDO and blah, 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 blah. So, and then he said, okay, give me 2 days. I have to check out some things, what I'm doing in America. I mean, he was working in studio. He was doing the bass for Mick Mars' solo album, but coming up hopefully one day. And he did a lot of stuff, And then after 2 days, he said, okay, I'm in. And here we go. So, I mean, I'm really happy. It's interesting after all this year to play together again on stage, Yeah. So, and I mean, what can I say? I'm happy with the new album. I'm happy that that I can work with Peter again. Definitely, that will be very interesting with him also on the next album. I mean, I know Peter is a really good composer, and also he's singing very well, by the way. And what can I say? I'm happy at the moment.
Let's talk about the single you have out from the album. It's called Forever Free. If you want to talk about what inspired the lyrics on that song.
Forever Free is like a song, that you have to, that we want to be free in our thinking also, and free what we are doing. You don't want to be directed from some dictators or whatever, But the idea also was coming up about our guitar player, Andre, he was living in Ukraine. And that was not funny, And then we was in the middle of working on the album, and then we said, okay, we stopped everything, and now we have to find a way to get him out of Ukraine. But in the end, he found a way. He was going by car, over not the main roads. He was going really like for little roads and everything. So, and then he made it over the Polish border. Now he's living in Germany with the whole family. But also when he came, with the whole family, that needs time to come down, I mean, and then it took a while before he can start again working on some songs and stuff like that. So, and that means also it's like in a little bit underneath also this conflict, what happened at the moment between Russia and Ukraine, I mean, this is so, I mean, I have no words for this, but anyway, yeah, and that's the thing, the meaning of Forever Free. We want to be free in our thinking. We don't want to be dictated by. We want to live free. What we are doing. I mean, nobody can tell us what we have to do, and that let's say in Russia, not so easy. I know that. I mean, I've been many times in Russia.
Right. Another song that caught my ear was the lead track, Isolation Man, obviously about our little lockdown situation we had for the last couple of years. If you want to expand upon what the lyrics of that are inferring.
Oh, Isolation Man. This is like the song about, Corona pandemic stuff. We had this for 2 years, we were sitting home. I couldn't go to my sister and brother. And I mean, you can go to, it was not possible to go to a restaurant and all that stuff. You just were sitting in a way home, and do nothing. And that was for me also a point to say, okay, this will be then when I'm retiring? No. So, and that was like, also, yeah, you was writing lyrics about this, and also another song on this album, like Fight for Your Right, is a song about definitely what happened in Ukraine, I mean, that was definitely also a thing what we want to write down, that, yeah, nobody needs that, And then another one is the flood. For example, we had a big flood here in Germany in 2001. So the house of my son was completely gone. It's also a true story, we wrote a song about this. Yeah, and then for another one, the Double Leader Club, for example, is like, there's a lot of corruptions going on all over the world, also political, thing, blah, 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 everywhere. And so, and then they take all your money and they're getting richer and richer, and the poor, the other get going poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer, and there is no middle class anymore, It's the same here in Germany. It's not so funny at the moment. Yeah, it's stories, let's say, what is around us, what we were writing on this album, you know. Which one is also interesting? Yeah, the betrayer is, for example, like a game, you know, a really heavy game. And sometimes, you know, people, they're getting so, it's like a drug, you know, they're getting into that, or they follow the rules of this game, you know. I mean, shooting other people or whatever, you know. And this is like some, yeah, also lyrics what also happens very often, you know.
This is your first album for Atomic Fire Records. You were a long time AFM record label guy. How did you end up on Atomic Fire?
Yeah, the thing was with AFM, in the end, you know, there is a big, huge company from France. They was buying Nuclear Blast. They were buying AFM. They were buying a lot of companies, and they want to go only on digital, you know, that you can only get it from the internet. And that was the point where we said, no, this is not the way, maybe for pop music, maybe, or rap or whatever, but not for us, you know, this kind of music. So, and then Atomic Fire, it's in a way Nuclear Blast, it's the same people. And then they came up and said, yeah, we would love to have UDO. Well, I tried to make it short. There was a lot of discussions going on, you know. The main guy of AFM, Jochen, he was not really happy, you know. He said, oh, come on, blah, blah, blah. And so then it was like, okay, but, you know, in Atomic Fire, for us, it's at the moment the right company. So, but in the end, so then they said, okay, we go to Atomic Fire, but still the whole back catalog is on AFM, you know. That was like a gift for him. I said, okay. You know, so it's like, in a way, like, try to be nice.
Little severance package for them.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, and then he was like, but still sometimes, you know, when I'm in Hamburg, we go out for dinner, and he said, it's shit. Yeah, it's like, sometimes things are changing, and I think for us it was a good step to do it, you know. I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff. I mean, the first album, what I did was like a cover album, My Way. And what they did with this cover album, I mean, it was number 4 in Germany in the charts. And that was like from cover album, I was like, whoa, you know. So that they are working very well. I mean, so yeah, I'm happy that we did it. I mean, it's also not easy, you know, if you're getting 72 to get do a new record deal. But I mean, I'm happy. So we are more than happy with the record company now, you know. And I think they know exactly what they're doing, and that's a good thing.
When it comes to the physical presentation of the album, which you said is important to you, you have multiple vinyls, box sets, limited edition stuff. That everything just looks fantastic what Atomic Fire is putting out for this new album.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is also a thing, you know. I mean, especially, for example, one example with AFM, they had problems with vinyls, you know. So, and then with I mean, Atomic Fire was clever enough, they were buying their own stuff to press them by their own, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it's good what they're doing, you know. And also the people in this kind of music, let's say, what we are doing, the people want to have the physical thing, you know, they want to see the booklet, they want to have this and this and this, not only go on internet and say, okay, download, you know. Nah, it's definitely not the way.
So this whole football theme of Touchdown, are you a fan of American football at all?
Yeah, I don't want to say a big fan, but I'm a fan. I'm watching that here on TV in Germany. I mean, it's also very interesting, especially in Germany. It's getting more and more popular, you know. And and I mean, it was also like, yeah, why we call this album Touchdown. So when we didn't have any title for this album, you know, there was something, what we want to, what title we want to have for this album. So and then we was in Brazil at the airport in a sports bar, and then the football game was going on, and then always he came out and the touchdown, and then I said, hey guys, this is the title for the album. You know, it's like a football team is also powerful. It's like, you know, in a way aggressive. It's like really going on. And that's the same what we had, I think, on this album. You know, it's more like right in your face, this album. It's not like, it's, I would say, a little bit more aggressive than the last one. And and then we said, yeah, okay, we call the album Touchdown. And then Peter, of course, he's living in America here, and then he was explaining us the rules exactly, you know, how everything works. So, I mean, for me, it was also like, now I understand a lot of things better than before. So, and then we said, okay, what we want to do, touchdown, football. And then they also was making pictures like at the football team, you know. Then we said, okay, why we always want to be like in leather chains and all that stuff, you know, do something different. And so we would see how the people relax, you know. I had no idea, but we would see. Of course, I had some reactions already from Germans. They said, yeah, why you football? We have soccer in Germany. Why you're not doing an album about soccer? That hey, come on, don't take everything too serious, you know. But some people they do.
You're going to be heading out on the road on the Circuit Festival in the summer. You're going to be doing UDO sets, and you're going to be doing Dirkschneider sets, which is your Accept
Yes.
tribute kind of project. So what can we plan from the new album in the UDO sets?
In the UDO set, I mean, that will be definitely three or four songs, not more. You know, that was a big mistake on the last Game Over tour. You know, we were putting 7 songs, new songs in there. And I mean, with this catalog of 19 albums, you know, I mean, UDO has already a lot of classic stuff, you know, what the people want to hear. So, I mean, it's always a nightmare to make up a new set list. But I think that will be definitely Touchdown. I think that will be Forever Free. We will see. Betrayer, maybe. And then when we start rehearsing, we will see, you know, which songs are working best for on stage, live, you know. So, but I think these 3 songs, they're the favorites at the moment, you know, to put it on in the set list.
What are the chances of seeing UDO or Dirkschneider in the U.S. this year or next year?
This year, you will see UDO. We are working on the tour. So, and after 3 times canceling everything about this pandemic stuff, you know, I'm like, so now it looks like I think we are coming in. I think that it starts on the 3rd of November until the middle of December. So, but at the moment we are waiting for the right routing and all that stuff. I mean, we are already into visa stuff and nightliners and blah blah blah, all that stuff. So, and this time it really looked like that we are coming back to America, and I'm really looking forward to this. You know, I mean, the last time we've been in America, we was under Dirkschneider. So, but this time we are coming under UDO. But there's also one really funny thing. So the promoter said, yeah, we heard Udo said he never ever will play any Accept songs. Yeah, of course. I mean, when I did the Dirkschneider tour also here in Europe, I mean, or the whole Dirkschneider thing for nearly 3 years, I mean, it was a never-ending touring, you know, and it was nearly 300 shows, and I was really tired. I said, oh, come on, UDO has also enough songs. I don't want to play any Accept songs anymore. Okay, was a little bit too quick. So, and the promoter in America, he said, yeah, but when you come on tour, but you have to play Ball to the Wall. You cannot be in America without Ball to the Wall. And then he said, can we put this in the contract? And I said, don't worry, we don't have to put it in the contract. I know that we have to play Ball to the Wall in America, of course, you know. And yeah, and I mean, so maybe we play 1 or 2 Accept songs, you know. I mean, I know which ones are in America famous enough. And so, but we don't make mixed up like 50%, you know, 50% of Accept and UDO. It will be 2 songs maybe, and then give the people what they want.
It seems like in the last couple of years, everybody that used to be in Accept is working really hard and putting out new material. You and Peter are working together doing stuff. Herman Frank and David Reese have a new project called Iron Allies. Have you had a chance to listen to that?
Yeah, I mean, I was on tour with David Reese, you know, he was supporting us on the UDO tour. I mean, I'm really good friends with David, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's doing good stuff. And what can I say? I mean, but with Herman, sometimes I was listening, it's a long time ago already, I think 2 or 3 years I was listening to some stuff on Herman. Herman is also doing good, very good stuff, you know. So, I mean, everybody's working.
That's right. And those are all the questions I have for you today. Udo, the new album is Touchdown. It comes out August 25th. Atomic Fire Records. Fantastic album. You should be proud of it, and I can't wait to see you here in the U.S.
Yeah, me too. Definitely we see us in America. This time, definitely.